Hey, what is up? bcdfezz here, and today we're going to talk about Shadow Specters. Now, Shadow Specters comes out in a couple days from now, so I'm really excited about it. It's going to be an awesome pack, including a lot of support for a lot of cards that we already have, including introducing some new ones that can be used for decks that aren't supporting a certain archetype, and that's what I'm most excited about. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what's coming up in this pack. It says here that includes cards used by Yuma, Kite, and including number 96 Dark Mist. That'll be a nice card to have once it finally comes out. Introduces the Malice Voris, I guess that's how you pronounce it, Malice Voris, Tanuki, and Ghostrick archetypes, and then it includes support for Battling Boxer, Bujin, Dustin, Plant Princess, Gaga, Mecha Phantom Beast, Monarch, Number, and Vampire. And after taking a look at this set, I've noticed that there is a lot of Vampire support in this one, so this should be exciting. But what I mostly want to talk about was some other cards that, like I said before, don't really support a specific archetype. Either they're trolly, they're fun, or they might just work for whatever deck you want to make. So let's take a look. First one is more of a trolly card, Pump Princess, the Princess of Ghosts. Now this card works a lot like a Crystal Beast deck, whereas if it's destroyed in the monster card zone, you can place it in your spell and trap card as a continuous spell card. Now here's the fun part of this card, is that during each player's standby phase, you get to place a pumpkin counter, and then your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack and defense for each pumpkin counter on this card. So if this card can stay alive for quite some time, your opponents are just going to be constantly losing attack. And what's great about it is that you don't put the counters on your opponent's monsters, you put them on Pump Princess, meaning that new monsters they summon will have the same attack decrease every time they get summoned. So I would love to put this card in my deck just to troll the heck out of people. I think it would be awesome. Okay, next up we have Rise Bell, the Star Psyker. Now this one's going to be fun because it says once per turn you can target a face-up monster and increase its level. Now if you're looking to get a good Xyz monster out, then awesome, this works great for you. But what I really like is that it's during either player's turn. So your opponent summons Tour Guide, brings out another Tour Guide. Well, guess what? You use Rise Bell, one of them's level 4, they can't do their level 3 Xyz anymore. It is short print, so it's going to be hard to find, but this card is definitely trolly as well, and I think it's going to be fun as well. Next up we have Big Win, as in Big Win, Jedi. So let's take a look at this. Declare level between 1 and 12. Each player tosses a coin, and if both are heads, the levels of all face-up monsters you currently control become the declared level. If both are tails, you lose life points equal to the declared level times 500. Now that can get pretty nasty if you get that wrong. Now keep in mind they have to both be the same. So if one player has heads, another player has tails, nothing happens. If both have tails and you said, let's say, level 12, that's 2,400 life points that you're losing right there. So I guess it's not too bad, but you don't want to lose if you call level 12. What I really liked about this card though is that you look here on the field, this guy's playing a Skull Servant deck. He's got King Soul Servant, Skull Servant, looks like Lady in White right there, and there's other players playing Exodia. Now the funny thing is he is totally bluffing, saying, do I have the last piece of Exodia? Well, I guess I don't know if he's bluffing or not, but this guy's told, and he's giving away all his money because he's like, I'm not even going to bet on that. So that's the point of the card is, did you win or did you not? And you'll never know until you throw those coins. And in this case, you don't know what you got. So anyway, I just thought that was a fun card to look at. I would love to get that. Next up we have Token Bomb. Now this one is a play on words. The German word for Christmas tree is Totenbaum. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's either Tannenbaum or Totenbaum. I can't remember. But anyway, something close to that. But Token Bomb, obviously making fun of tokens, kind of like Token Thanksgiving. This is the Christmas version of Token Thanksgiving. I like how the goblins are on here. They're usually on the token cards. The effect is okay. Attribute 2 or more tokens to the same level and target the same amount of monsters in your graveyards with the same level. So basically what that means is that if you can't Xyz with tokens, but with this card you can bring back monsters in your graveyard that you can Xyz with. So great to use if you have an Xyz deck. Okay, next up we have Kid Moto Dragon. Now this is also another play on words for Komodo Dragon, a little baby version, so it's Kid Moto Dragon. This card is going to be awesome in Dragon decks, and I'll tell you one thing, I will definitely put it in my Blue Eyes deck if I get a hold of one of these. It says, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Dragon-type monster from your hand. No restriction, as long as that Dragon-type monster can be special summoned. It also says you cannot special summon monsters except Dragon-type monsters, or conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. Well, if you're playing the Dragon deck, it doesn't matter. You can special summon Dragon-type monsters, so it's not going to really be that much of a cost to you. And then it says if the card is sent to the graveyard, so I don't know if that means, you know, if it's destroyed, or if it's destroyed by battle, if it counts as being sent to the graveyard. I believe it does because, why am I spacing now? That one card, Dandelion, I guess when it's sent to the graveyard, so this works if it's sent from the hand, from the field, to the deck. You can Foolish Burial this and pull out a Blue Eyes first turn. I mean, great combos can work with this card. I'm surprised it's only a super rare, to be honest. It looks pretty good. Unless it somehow gets printed out with a different errata than this, I think this card's going to be awesome, and I'm totally going to be looking for that card. Next up, we have Pot of Dichotomy. Now, this is going to come out as a secret rare, and for good reason. Target 3 monsters with different types in your graveyard and shuffle all 3 into your deck, and then draw 2 cards. Now, this is a little bit of a different version of Pot of Avarice. Now, with Pot of Avarice, it allowed you to take any 5 monsters. With this case, Pot of Dichotomy, they have to be 3 monsters with different types. Now, if you're playing an archetype, it's going to be very hard to pull off this card. But what excites me about this is that since I play a lot of decks that aren't a specific archetype, I have lots of different types in my deck. I have spellcasters, I have dragons, I have warriors, and having 3 different types in the graveyard isn't going to be too difficult for me. So this card would work very well in some of the decks that I'm playing. And then finally, the last card I want to talk about is absolutely my favorite. It's called Mistake. Now, this card is super anti-meta. It says neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. Now, this is basically a trap version of Thunder King Ryo, and any deck that relies on just shuffling cards from deck to the hand to the graveyard, this is going to stop those kind of decks. And unless they have an MST or something, they're not going to be able to add cards except for by drawing them. And usually decks that rely on card advantage from the deck are going to fail if faced against this card, if they don't have a way of destroying it. Now, here's something else I wanted to talk about was the artwork on this card. I absolutely love it. It actually tells a story. So first we see here we have Tardy Orc, which is right here. He's late for the bus, and because of that he can't attack the turn if normal summoned. So we have Tardy Orc running after the bus, but here is the part that I want to focus on. Here we have Sengen, who's looks like he's having a ball. He's about to get on the bus. He's so excited. This is why the card is called Mistake, because Sengen is getting on the wrong bus. Which bus is he getting on, you may ask? Well, he's getting on the tour bus to Forbidden Realms. As you can see in this artwork, he's kind of fearful right now. First he's excited, he's like, yeah, I'm getting on the bus. And then he's like, oh crap, I got on the wrong bus. As you can see, this is telling the story of how Sengen got banished. Or excuse me, not banished, sorry. How Sengen got forbidden. As you can see, these are the monsters from Tribe Infecting Virus. We have Cyberstein, we have Yatagarasu. I know he's in here. I think that's him right there. It's hard to see, and then we've got Magical. Oh, there's Yatagarasu. Sorry. And then there's Magical Scientist. And then I'm not sure what the blue guy back here. He's probably an OCG card. But as you can see here, this tour bus is carrying all people who are about to be forbidden in the card game, and Sengen is now forbidden. And so he got on the wrong bus and got forbidden because of it. And I think it's funny that they call it Mistake, because I honestly believe that it was a mistake that Sengen was banished. I don't think that Sengen was so good that it needed to be forbidden. I mean, I think that it got awesome card advantage, and I think it was great for those who want to play any kind of deck. But now, if you want to pull cards from your deck, you have to play a certain archetype. You can't just have Sengen. And so I honestly think it was a mistake to make him forbidden. But you know what? If you don't think so, let me know. I'm more than happy to hear what you guys think. But anyway, this card is coming out as a secret rare, which makes me a little bit sad because it means it's going to be harder for me to find it. But hopefully I can get it. And also, hopefully sometime soon, I'll be getting a few packs from Shadow Specters. I'll be getting a few, opening them up for you guys, and if I find anything that I want, if I find a mistake in Pot of Deck Comedy, that would be awesome, and I would love to have that. But if I find cards that I'm never going to use that happen to be really good, then I'll go ahead and put them up for you guys and see who wants them. So that's it for Shadow Specters. A lot of good stuff coming out, a lot of fun stuff for those who might not play a certain archetype. And if you do, plenty of support for any archetype that you might be playing currently. So that's it for Shadow Specters. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to throw me a like if you liked this video. If you want more videos like this, then stay tuned and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and bcdfezz signing out.